Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to check the Motorad EMX. This is an e-bike that I've been wanting to check since a very long time, and you guys also have been asking so much on the comment section. So stay tuned. First impression, this immediately feels so huge and tall. The tires are very supple, and Sudhir immediately took me to this off-road trail. This is so smooth. I'm only on pedal assist 2, as you can see here. This looks like it has so much torque. Now let's see how it goes on pedal assist 5. Whoa, look at that. This thing is fast. And then I've got like 21 gears, 3 in the front, 7 at the back. Do you see this? Oh, so much fun. This bike is heavy though. The rear suspension I like. It is not too soft. It isn't really taking out anything from the way taking out anything from the handling of the bike. The front suspension is a little soft as well, but then you can lock it out and you can also adjust the preload. I really like this bike. I mean, it feels very solid when you sit on it, and the motor seems to be very torquey. So now I'm climbing a very steep incline, as you can see. I don't really feel anything at all. Absolutely no problem. So easy. Motor is a little loud. Speedometer, there is a nice touch. And it has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 modes of pedal assist and a throttle mode. So this looks like a proper MTB. I don't think you can do a lot of manhandling with this, and also it is too heavy to be doing all of that. So it's a really great and smooth commuter. Even if you want to take it on longer ride or even on like mild off-road trails, this will do a great job. Like, let me just switch the pedal assist off completely. Plus point, this has these 21 gears, which is so amazing. I always appreciate having more number of gears, even though gears are a little noisy, but I think a little bit of adjustment will take care of it. Pedaling it without any pedal assist also is really easy. You just like you can ride this. Yeah.
You want to go eat from here?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm riding my bike now. That is Sudhir riding his bike. So immediately what I feel is my bike is a little stiff. That one on off-road it is nice, but on the road, probably because of his suspension settings, it feels a little cushiony ride if you're into that kind of thing. But it is very comfortable. Now see, immediately I can feel so many of the road bumps in relation to that. Contrastingly harsh. My Hero Electro is not as torquey as that. That motor definitely is so much more torquey than this. So that's an immediate difference. I want to head back home, and then I'm going to tell you particularly things that I like and things that I don't like about the Motorad EMX/Moveway. I just came back from the ride. It was really nice. Big shout out to Sudhir and Motorad for connecting me with Sudhir for this whole test ride review. So if you're still watching the video and like what I do on this channel, please hit that subscribe button, and while you do not forget to click on that bell icon. It will mean a lot to me. So before I went and rode the bike, I did not go through the technical specifications so that I will keep an open mind, and I did not want to have any sort of biases. It would be just like if you were to go to a shop and just look at a bike and take a test ride and take a feel of it. So whatever I expressed while I was riding, it was straight out of what I really felt without having any preconceived ideas about the technical specifications. Having said that, I'm going to quickly read out some of the technical specifications that you should be aware of. The first thing, the motor is a 250 watt motor, but the power output they say is 374 watts. No wonder it was feeling so torquey. And the battery capacity is 34 volts and 10.4 ampere hours. And the weight of the bike is 21 kilograms, but I'm not really sure of it because it clearly felt much heavier than that. Probably because Sudhir had added so many of the accessories. Could be. And the wheels are 27.5 inch or 650B, and it comes with CST Jackrabbit tires, which are pretty great. They had great grip and they're pretty supple, and tires also contributed to so much of that suspension and that suppleness to the whole ride. And talking about suspension, the front suspension was from Sun Tour, which can be locked and which can also be adjusted for preload. These were some of the salient features of this bike, and you can go through Motorad's website. They have everything that you need to know about the bike. So let's quickly talk about the things that I like and dislike about this bike. So first, let's talk about likes because there's so many of them. The first thing that I like is the build quality. The frame looks really neat, feels really solid, even all of the joints, the suspension joints, everything. It feels really solid and confidence inspiring. And the second thing I like about this is that ride comfort. Now, even though I'm not really a fan of that type of such a suspended bike and that cushiony sort of ride, I must admit that it makes your commute really comfortable. And say if you're an aged person and you want to get into cycling, I think the EMX's suspension will really be a good addition for you to have a comfortable and confident ride around the city. And the third thing that I liked about this bike is that motor. Oh, it is so amazing. The torque ride, you have to ride it to experience it. It just wants you to go faster. It's really amazing. And because that motor is so torquey, the brakes also are equipped with e-brakes. That motor being so torquey means when you press the brake levers, the motor automatically disconnects, which in my opinion is a great security feature. And the next thing that I like about this e-bike is the battery range. With 10.4 ampere hours, I think it has easily it can give you 50 plus or even 60 or 70 plus range easily depending on your riding style. And the last one is the presence of 21 gears. In my previous Electro F6i video, I said that I wish it had more gears. Now this being in a similar price range, it comes with 21 gears, which makes it so much more confident inspiring if you want to go on a longer ride. So it makes you depend less and less on the battery. Now let's talk about the things that I don't like. So first thing, Motorad has made such an awesome bike and they have made this in only one size. And I am 5'6" and I had a really tough time getting used to this because it feels so big. I think one has to be at least 5'8" or above to be able to be at home with this bike. So I wish Motorad had come with at least 3 frame sizes, small, medium and large, so it would be welcoming for many people of many different shapes and sizes to experience this bike. And the next thing that I don't like about this, even though it has 21 gears, it is Shimano Tourney. I wish they would have gone for just a little or better group set given the price of this e-bike. And the last thing that is that the wire management, they are too messy. I would feel from the handlebar a lot of wires are coming out, and so it kind of, there should have been some sort of alternative wire management. And there's one more additional thing. I wouldn't particularly like it and I don't particularly dislike it. It is the design. I am always a fan of the neat flowing lines like I had mentioned in my Hero Electro F6i. It has really neatly integrated battery. Even though it's a big battery, it has been so flush and neat integrated. Whereas on the EMX, the battery really sticks out, but they have done a good job of concealing the controller and the battery all in one unit. I wish the battery was a little subtle, but that's just me, it's my personal preference. Well, these are some of the summarized points. that I had to share about the Motorad EMX. One thing that you have to consider, that the bike that I rode just now is called as the Move Way, which is one generation prior to the EMX. The newer EMX has some things that they have upgraded. I will drop the number of the dealer here. Mr. Akash is his name. You can call him and discuss with him about if you have more queries, and I think he will be the best person to explain to you. He will give you more clarity about test ride and all of that. How much range you're getting in real life?
I get in and around, see, I live in Bangalore, so there are a lot of ups and downs. So I get around 50 to 70, depends on where I've ridden and how I've ridden it. So if I'm riding it mostly in the city, in the flats, I've got as much as 60, 65. Whereas if you saw my locality and if you see over here, I was getting around 50 because there are lots of ups and downs.
How often do you charge?
So I charge it once in a week, but I ride daily. But again, my pedal assist is always on 2 or 3. You saw how zippy it is, so I don't really need a lot of pedal assist. And because I try to use it as an exercise machine as well, the cadence is important. So I do a lot of manual pedaling, while when it's really ups and downs, I use the pedal assist. So now I ditched my bike, my car, and it's mainly this that I use for everything, provisions to weekend rides to everything. So this has really replaced, and the fact that it is electric, it gives me the flexibility to do both. So I can actually, it's a very functional bike.
Okay.
I can go really long distances without sweating, so that's the best part about it.
So if you've liked this video, give this a thumbs up, and again, I urge you to subscribe to the channel. It will be a great dose of support for me. And then I will see you in the next one.